Hi everyone. So I'm just going to go over what we did in class, but that way you guys can just replay this over and over if you need to for the ATI testing that we have to do in all of our classes. So when you go to log into ATI, you can get to the testing in several different ways. You can go click on My Products right here or My Products up here at the top of the screen. It doesn't quite matter where you go to. Now, it's going to take you to proctored assessments first under this tab for My Products, but what you're going to go to is this Practice Assessments tab. This Practice Assessments tab is where you're going to find your fundamentals online practice exam, A, B. If you're in 122 or for pharmacology, this is where it'll be at. And then here's our mental health. So for these particular ATI tests, the fundamentals, pharmacology, and mental health, there's an A and a B, and we have to take them both, and we have to get a 90% on both before we take the ATI exam in class, the real one. And we take our first ATI fundamentals exam in 122 on the 17th of this month. So that is in 12 days. So less than 2 weeks. We have to complete both of these A and B and get a 90% before we take it in class. And you would just click on Take Assessment, and it would take you to take the test. Now, once you're done with the test, I'll close out of here. It'll tell you exactly where and you took the test. And to get your results for it and to see your remediation plan, you would go to My Results. And then you would go to Practice Assessment. So the first tab you'll see is Proctored Assessments, and these are the tests that we've taken that have been proctored in class. So you can see our last quiz right here. But if you go to Practice Assessments, that's where you'll see the test, the practice test that you took. So here's the Fundamentals Online Practice A that I took on the 24th of January, blah, blah, blah. So you can click on Assessment Reports. This will populate for you when you take the test. So it'll tell you how long it took you to take it, the score that you got, and then underneath of it is the major content area. So this is what it was testing you on, and it'll tell you how you did underneath each subcategory and how many items were in that category. So you can see coordinated care. There was 8 questions on there, and I had an 87.5% accuracy. And then safety and infection, there was 13 questions, and I got a 92%. But you can see in health, promotion, and maintenance, there are 6 questions, and I only got 33% right. So when you scroll down, it'll tell you topics to review. So you can look at coordinated care. There's 8 questions. Here's coordinated care, 8 questions. I had an 87.5%, so I must have missed some sort of questions here. So below, it says I missed 2 of those items. One, there'll be the items below there, and you can see it was legal responsibilities, appropriate nursing action for legal issues. So it'll tell you that it is fundamentals, chapter 4, and growth and development. So I would go to that chapter in my book, and I could read that. Going down for safety and infection control, there was 13 items, and the one area that I didn't do well in is airborne precautions. So I know I need to go take a look at airborne precautions in chapter 11. So it just goes down the list and it tells you what areas you need to work on. So you could print this off and highlight each chapter that you need to do, or you can go back to your results. And on the right hand side right here, so you have your assessment reports that we were just in, and then a focus review. So you can, when you first take it, it'll say create. Since I've already taken the online practice assessment, I can look at my focus review or I can recreate it. So I'm going to go to recreate, just so you have an idea what it looks like. It will show all the topics right here in the main part of the screen and what I got correct. So I can go through and just click the ones that I want to work on, especially the ones where I didn't get things correct, and I can choose to cover that, or I can go select all the missed topics that I need to review, or I can select a certain percentage. So say I know I want to get a 90%, so I will have it select everything below here that I got less than a 90% on. Okay, and then you can click on Create Focused Review. All right, so now it's made a focused review for myself. So when you look here, here's coordinated care, which was the first thing that was on the top screen right there. And I missed some legal responsibility issues. So if I click on here, it's going to take me directly to that chapter in the ATI book, on the online ATI book. It's the same as the printed copy that you have at home. But it takes you right directly there, so you can spend time on the computer studying instead of having to look it up in your book. It takes you directly where you had issues, and you can remediate from there. You can also click on these little, looks like globes, but it is actually video and stuff that you can watch to help you remediate further. So you can just keep going down. Here's another video that I could watch, and it keeps going down the list here. So you can do your remediation, and then you can go back and retake the test, and hopefully you'll get a 90%. Or you just keep going through until you get a 90%, and you keep remediating every single time. So I hope that clarifies some things. I'll just go back and show you where things are at. So you go to Student Home, you take the test by going to My Products and Practice Assessments, and they'll be there, and you just click the assessment. Then you go to My Results, and you go to your proctored assessments or practice assessments, and you'll be able to create your focused review. So when we take the actual test on the 17th this month, the 17th, we will have to create a focused review, but it would be in the proctored assessments, and we'll have to remediate each section that we got wrong. So when you look here and you look at the directions, so for informed consent, that's the remediation part I would have to submit to Jessica. I would have to remediate and show that I worked on this according to what the instructions say. All right, if you have any questions, just let me know.